Welcome to Coldtake, the first ever BSN podcast. I'm joined by Brandon, Blackus, and myself, obviously. And we're going to be talking about BHL and what's been going on. So, what's going on?
Brandon actually played a game without raging, which was quite impressive in my opinion.
Shut up. All right.
I mean,
So, first
So
we're
we're
going.
Sorry,
I
you want
think
to
we're
say?
going to be discussing player rankings. Am I correct?
Oh yeah,
Yep,
so I made the player rankings, and I decided to not post them yet because I was going to kind of build some hype for it, but of course Indy Luke's is a bit of a degenerate. But I sent them
Would
to
you
you
guys-
guys.
So
Would
you
you
wanna-
guys like to start from the bottom to top, or from 1 to 27, or 27 to 1?
Bottom to top.
Yeah, I think bottom to
Well,
top
yeah.
so we can start
Yeah.
the list with AC.
Yeah. Let's start with Ace. So let's discuss his gameplay.
Alright,
So
yes.
7 seconds in, and myself scored on him. Got pulled right away. Got banned for saying an inappropriate word that we will not say on national television.
Correct.
Okay, and that's pretty much it for that one. Next.
So I have W5K as 26, and when I say 27, that's of the players that have currently played. There are players that have yet to play, and so the rankings are a bit distorted because certain players have yet to make an appearance. But W5K got suspended, kept raging and trolling. He's a pretty good goalie, and he can actually play forward.
Yeah.
But he has
In my opinion, I
negative
feel like
IQ.
W5K is a very good player,
He
but
just screws
I feel
around too much.
yeah, he screws around and he's not a person you want in your locker.
Right.
Exactly.
And so I'm
He's
doing it
kind of
based
a-
on value.
Next,
He's not-
yeah,
His pun.
we can all agree he's an alright player. No one you want on your team.
Pretty
Exactly.
much.
He's not a good locker room presence. Anyways.
25 is Poon. I've actually never seen him play. Sorry,
Neither have I.
but
Yeah, he's
besides
so
Blackus,
yes, he's a rookie on Rojo's squad. I'm not really sure how good he is. I don't think he's that good at all. To be honest.
Just better than just
Because when he was playing outside of goalie, oh my god, it was really bad. Jam got 2 goals in quick succession. Actually, wait, I don't remember the Shenandoah Hornets game. Actually, I think I got 2, and Jam got 1, and Exo got 1. Pun was useless, to be quite honest. But he was less
just better
useless
than
than AC.
W5K.
Yeah.
He's just
Alright.
better than W5K. Alright, next is at 24 is Ginger.
I would like to give my opinion on this. Ginger, he's actually a really good locker room guy. He's someone that you wouldn't mind on your team, but is he going to win you a cup? No, he isn't.
Yeah, I think he kind of overcommits, and he leaves
Yeah.
too much space open, and he chases
I think-
a lot. He's
I
not a
think
very.
he's the one controlling Hartford from being really toxic to just toxic.
Oh, really? Do you think he's that good of a locker room presence?
He's a really good locker room guy, but he W is better. But it's because of his locker room. I think he does deserve to be higher.
Yeah, I
Doesn't
think
get
he's more
penalties.
useful than W5K, throwing
Yeah.
games and causing 2 forfeits.
I
Yes.
have no comment on him because I haven't seen him play before, but
Next we have Tort, and I'll give my opinion.
I have
on
my
this.
opinion on this one.
Yeah, alright. Tort. I don't think anyone here. I think everyone here, pretty much the same thing as W5K, but a bit better. No one really wants him, besides, of course, Hartford. I don't think anyone here respects him as a person, and he's not that good.
He's like a clone of W5K, but slightly worse in a way.
And younger. I mean, that's one thing.
Yeah,
about
but
him.
he's-
At least he's not. At least he's
Yeah.
younger. At least he's unlike W5K, he's already old and he should be knowing when to stop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Tort is actually more useful than W5K though because he actually sets up some passing plays and
The one thing
breakaways.
that sucks about Tort though is a couple games I've seen this in a row. When he wants to go on, he has legit told Oil that he wants to go on, and he forces him to go on, or he'll leave.
Yeah, which is really
Something I
stupid.
saw.
Which I mean, I could actually move Ginger higher than Tort. It's just Tort has actually gotten more ice time than Ginger, so it kind of just is dependent on that.
Yeah.
Is TARDIS on this list?
No, TARDIS got kicked off of Whalers, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, next is Waves at 22.
Tart and Tart are different. Tart is less toxic, but doesn't show
Yeah.
up as much.
And Tart takes a lot of penalties.
Yeah, but
All right,
Waves...
so next person is
Yeah.
Waves. Waves was really good last season. This season, it's been the complete opposite.
He
He's
hasn't
been
really
letting
played,
up goals
yeah.
that you should.
He hasn't really
Yeah, he
played...
hasn't played. But when I did see him play, he wasn't that good.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
think
I
he
feel
so?
like
he could be rust, but he's been solid in the past, but I guess it's not really showing up this season
I feel like
so far.
if there's one person below 20 that can turn around a season, it would be Waves.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Below
because
20.
he was in competition for Vezina last year, so it's very
Yeah, but
odd.
kind of blew it at the end.
It's
Yeah,
odd, yeah.
in the first game when he ended up coming on, when Kuja quit and AC was a bit of a degenerate, Waves was really struggling to do anything, and that's why I rated him actually below TPL, who is 21. TPL has made
is
better
like
saves. He's not,
I feel like now we could get on the topic of TPL.
yeah, he's not very good, but he
He's
does
also
enough.
toxic.
He pulls his weight in his situation sometimes.
He's not nearly as toxic as Billy Bear, though.
Not other people. I feel like he's not even half as toxic as W5K, but he does have his goof around moments, and you really wouldn't want to team you.
He really likes saying the N-word.
Yeah.
too.
I feel like this show is just us shit talking people.
Well, anyone in the bottom 20. Yeah.
Yeah, they're in the bottom 20 for the reason. Well, except for 181S, who's number 20. So, he is fantastic as a goaltender. He's a new Hornets recruit.
Yeah.
He
I
just
feel like
hasn't played much. He's only played, I think, 1 or 2 games. And he isn't very reliable because he's either sick or he has
I feel like if he is to get better,
busyness.
though, I feel like Michigan is the worst team to be on because Michigan already has a powerhouse, and they're not going to give you your full potential there because they already have powerhouses as Blackus, Jam, Lynchier.
And they've got a rock solid defense too. So he's got good outlook for his future. But I don't know. Maybe if he was on a team like maybe Scorched or Ice Caps or something, he would have a better chance.
Not Scorch. Scorch doesn't
Hartford,
do
man.
one
Maybe Hartford.
Well, he's
Hartford,
a goalie, bro.
No.
He's a goalie.
I think the perfect team for 181s to be in is definitely the Ice Caps. I feel like you could really win there.
Yeah, but they have Sambros. So Hornets doesn't actually have a dedicated goalie outside of 181S. It's just XO, Jam, and I have had to swap when 181S doesn't show, and that's why I have his value is decreased, because he forces his better players to have to play goalie instead of him because he doesn't show up when he needs to. But he's a really good goalie, aside from that.
Yes, definitely.
So,
all right, I think
what?
now we're going to move on to Hatrix. Hatrix is a very good prospect, in my opinion. He had a really good game on Saturday or Friday. I forget, but when I saw him, I definitely saw potential there, and he'd be a very good prospect coming into the future seasons. Doesn't seem like a locker room cancer. Perfect player wanting the team.
Yeah.
I
would say if he continues on this path he's going on right now, he could be a competitor for Cadler or whatever.
Calder Cup. Yep, I definitely think he'll be a top 3 contender. I feel like there's other people, but yeah.
He's probably one of the best rookies we've seen so far,
Yeah.
but he's ranked number 19 because he's inexperienced.
Yeah, he's only played like 1 game, 2 games, I'm pretty sure, but definitely a good player on the Ice Caps.
Yeah. And I have him as a defender. Even though he pushes up a lot and ends up getting stuck in the opposing team's corner, I think he's actually much better suited to be a defender if Jets can just actually play forward, which we'll cover later when we actually get to the Jets rating. But I think he needs to figure that out.
He's like an offensive defenseman.
Yeah, he's kind of like EXO actually.
For recap, 27 Ace, 26 W5K, 25 Poon Poon, 24 Comrade, 23 Tort, 22 Waves, 21 TPO, 20 181, and then 19 Hatrix. And now we go on to number 18, which is going to be Crits. And Crits, anyone want to give his opinion? I'll go last.
I'll do. So he was non-existent last season, and I'm surprised to see him return this season because I thought he was like done because he didn't show up to like any game. He showed up to like 1 game last season, and he's a solid player too. He played pretty solid. I watched the game on Saturday. He played, and he did all right actually. Friday, sorry.
No, it was Saturday.
It was Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
And he was setting up some good breakout passes and stuff, and he was moving the puck pretty well. So I think he's got potential if he plays. Obviously, I mean,
Yeah,
I
I
I, I
definitely
know.
saw. He did really good. I mean, it was a 3-0 loss. It's tough, but
No, it was
I
actually
mean,
wait, what was it? It was
it
actually
was
5
3-0.
to
I scored.
2.
No, it was 3-0.
Are you talking about the Scorch game or the Indy game?
The Scorched versus
Ice,
Crits is on
ice caps.
Ice
Oh,
Caps.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah. So it was Ice Caps versus Scorched, and it was 3-0.
Oh, okay, you're right. But he played really well against Racers. It's just that he and Hatrick have zero chemistry. And
Yeah,
then
but I
Jets
definitely
had
think
to get
it'd be
off.
built. I feel like if they make playoffs, which is actually pretty likely because Indy is not doing good, and it's like a 50-50 shot between them and Scorched. It could be, I guess, but I think Scorched will make it.
I think skins for
And
Scorch will make it.
Maybe Hartford. Hartford beat Scorched, but a lot of it was lag.
I
Not
mean,
Yeah.
really.
I'm not biased, but I think Hollywood, if we turn it around this season, we might have a chance.
I think you have a good
Oh,
chance. Alright, so
ha-
number 17 is Billy Bear. Um, Billy Bear actually put on some good performances against Ice Caps, but that doesn't really mean much because
yeah.
Ice Caps
He
defense hasn't
he is
really
a
been
memer.
that great.
Like he likes to meme a lot, and he doesn't really take the BHL seriously. So he's kind of a joke, but he could definitely be really good.
He has
Um,
good puck movement and stuff.
I feel like controlled with Indy. Indy has. I mean, he could be kind of a jokester, but during games he does take it seriously. And I feel like if he can find that serious, I feel like he could definitely become a good player in the BHL.
Yeah, I don't think there's really much to add on to him other than the fact that he chases a lot, but when he's on the puck, he does well. It's just he doesn't
Yeah.
really complement Indy that well because Indy is a weird player. Um, so
Next is Henry, who is on my team, so I like to give a lot about him. Henry, the first couple games was not that good. Let 4 against. He was inactive for 2 goals against Hornets, and then the other 2 were kind of collapsed. He's been all right, but not perfect. The last game though definitely showed improvement of 3-0. Had a lot of shots taken on him, very good saves, and I feel like he could be really good, but he needs to get focused. And I feel like if he performed the way he did against the Ice Caps, he could be one of the top goalies in this league.
I actually disagree with you on his performance against Hornets. If it were not for Henry, Hornets would have absolutely obliterated Scorched in the preseason, and
That's true.
I think that
I wasn't there for that game, so my bad on that.
yeah, and I think
But
he
one
played
thing
really well
with
too in the
Henry
regular season too.
is here's a little teen Shenandoah chat. A couple days ago, there was a big fight between me and Henry,
Oh, really?
and Henry just
Leaks.
he had to stay quiet because you can never win an argument. So yeah.
Yeah, I rated him lower because even though he's a good goalie and has amazing saves on the line, he is pretty inconsistent with when he shows up, and that's hopefully something that Rojo will get fixed within the Scorched locker room because they definitely need a committed goalie.
Yes, definitely. The next person we have on this list is Oil, and he's a good player. We got into a little altercation, but he's really cool. I feel like we're still, I respect him and stuff. Definitely a good player, but his team is kind of a mess right now. Not
Yeah, actually, it took a big hit this offseason. With the
yeah, it
loss
took a big
of-
hit. They, you could do the moves that have been recently been happening.
He's,
So
lo-
I'm just- if-
he's lost Jets, Bird, Zayas too. I mean, who didn't really play that much, but
he traded.
regardless of whatever. But in his locker room's pretty cancer.
Yeah, one of the reasons why I wanted to get out after that game, and after that altercation.
Yeah, it's
Yep.
really weird that you even went to Hartford instead of staying at Scorched in the first place. I'd like to add something on Oil though. So, for the top 15 players, so far I've done full reviews. I've written them out. I'm gonna do them for every single player, but I felt it only necessary to do the top 15 right
do
now.
top 15. I feel like right now until players start playing, I feel like top 15 is good.
Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna add something to Oil. He acts too much like a defender than he actually is.
That actually is very true.
He's way more of a forward, and I think he needs to just play as a forward and let someone else be the defender on his team and try to go for more goals.
Whoever.
Yeah.
He's He's an underrated forward. I mean, he's just playing in the wrong place.
Yeah, I feel like he definitely has assets to be a good team, but it's just that locker. No one wants to go to Hartford as of right now.
Yeah, they have no chemistry, and that's been the biggest problem with them. They have talent, but they have no chemistry.
And yeah, I feel like that brings us on to the next person. At number 14, we have Indy Lukes.
This may be a surprise to some people.
Yeah, Indy is a good player, but he has to have someone to play with him. I feel like Cujo was his set in stone, but recently Cujo has left, and I feel like Indy is really in a hole. I'm gonna lie.
Yeah, and my reason for ranking him only 15 or 14 is because he overcommits to really stupid ways of defending. So he's always trying to go for the hits and the spinning around and whatever. And what this does is, while this does work quite often and it's really annoying to play against, and it's kind of his style, it also leaves a lot of space open towards whatever area that he isn't covering. So if you just go around him and then cut back into the middle or go into the corner and play it cross, he's wide open. And this is what happened when he played against Blazy, who scored 5 goals on Indy. Indy has to figure out how to stop overcommitting to really stupid ways of defending and just simplify it to how everyone else plays. Otherwise, he's just going to be kind of a lackluster defender because he's not doing anything special. He's just hitting and clearing it.
Dang,
I feel like with Cujo, he definitely built chemistry, but it kind of got lost. And I feel like that will bring us on to the next person, who is TJF. And TJF, I mean, me and Blackus will explain this.
I'm gonna say silent.
Yeah. So he played a very good 2 minutes in the story.
So I have more to say of that. He would be ranked higher in my opinion if he had more playing time. I also had to consider some of the preseason. TJ played really well in the preseason and shut me down quite a bit. I still scored on him, but I don't think Ramsesig was actually there for that game. Oh, no, he was. I think it was TJ and Flashy as a line. And
yeah, I think Ram was not playing goal.
No, Ram was playing goal.
I forget.
Yeah, it was Flashy, TJ, and Ram as a line. And I think that the best attacking comes from Blazy, and I think that TJ, while he is kind of a forward, he would be kind of the supporting forward in replace of Blazy, which is why I have him ranked lower, because I think that Blazy would be the more optimal person to start, and TJ would be a good line change to kind of have a mix-up because of TJ's passing and his movement, whereas Blazy's really aggressive.
I feel like TJ and Blaze would be a perfect line. I feel like TJ's actually more of a defensive person in my opinion. But,
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, I agree with you. Clap there, applause.
Yeah. Okay, so next person.
I mean, what are you talking about? I'm the best player in the game right now.
15, the top 15 right now is Oil, 14 Indy, 13 TJF, and now we're on to Rojo on my team. So I'll stay silent for this one, I guess.
Okay, I have my opinion on Rojo. So, Rojo is, in my opinion, the weirdest player in all of BHL because he neither commits to being a defender or an attacker. He kind of just runs all over the place.
He says he's like life of a defender,
He's been playing goalie the past 2 games he played volleyball game. He's been having hotel life right there.
Somehow it works though sometimes.
Yeah, he can play anything. It's just he doesn't really play anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah, most of the time it's just me.
He's got the good skill there.
Yeah. He can go forward too. I think he Jets and Oil have this really weird obsession with being defenders when they're actually good at breakaways and going forward.
Dude, honestly, Rojo is a good forward, but he plays defenseman.
Yeah, I think Rojo should be.
Here's one thing about it. Rojo is forcing himself to be defenseman so I could play forward. This is actually true.
Oh, really?
But I feel like he would be a good forward. I feel like we could split time and he'll definitely do better than he is doing right now.
I think Rojo will be a good line change for you, Brandon. Like, just keep Moya in the back and then line change Rojo on for Brandon when you need to have more defensive play. Because while Rojo can go forward, it would still be a better structure for defense. I think he's he shouldn't be swapping with Moya. He should be swapping with you to kind of slow it down.
I agree.
Yeah, that's definitely all true. And now I think now we're gonna go to E the Diddy. The best. He is the goon of the BHL. He says he does the dirtiest hits, and then it's not okay. But you know,
He's very physical. We'll put it that
Yeah.
way.
he's a very good player, though, in my opinion. Very.
Yeah, no, he's got good skill.
Someone
Honestly.
that wants me to keep him anonymous though said that they, on Hollywood also, said that they do not like Eve at all. That that someone on Hollywood said that he was apparently the best player and he's the captain. And you guys should listen to him.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think that was just Eth coming into Hollywood and really wanting to help change the team, and he was frustrated with all the different rule changes that really affected his playstyle. I don't think he was trying to come off as like demanding or offensive or whatever. I think he was just frustrated with the state of the game.
But apparently someone found it differently.
Oh no,
Also,
I know who you're talking
I
about.
think I know who you're talking about.
Eth is a very good. I feel like he's a very good person that can motivate you. I feel like motivate.
He's a very good locker room presence. He hypes everyone up in our chat. Like, but he's pretty reliable. He's all around. He's got good skill set. So
Yep.
Yeah.
he's just reliable.
I like playing with him in MCHL. We have a really good line there. He's
And then-
adaptable.
Yep. And this will go to number 10, top 10 now. We have DNP, the best Hollywood speech person.
Oh, no,
Speech person?
He's probably,
No.
probably
He does
the
the
best
best
locker room
yeah.
player. Probably in the
he's-
BHL, in my opinion.
He's an entertainer, in my opinion.
Oh really? I didn't know about that.
Dude, his like when he says like the starting goalies or whatever before his stream, he does it like very hype. It's kind of cool. Not gonna lie. Like he puts his heart into this. Not gonna
That's
Dude,
cool.
he is easily the best locker room player, probably in the whole league, in my opinion.
That's good.
He's just a very good presence, motivational
DNP,
presence to have.
in my opinion, you could put him on the first line, but he is the best, one of the best second liners I've ever seen.
I think he has a really good pairing with Blazy. I think DNP's performance with Ramsesig and Blazy was the perfect line that Hollywood has, and that's because they work well together. Ramsesig covers for DNP's weaknesses. DNP allows Blazy to do whatever he wants, which is really important for Blazy to do well. And he has improved a lot, especially at actually aiming and hitting the puck. He can do some spin hits, he passes more often, and that's why I have him as top 10, because he's a lot more useful than I think a lot of people are, and I think I would rather have DNP with a Ford than Oil or even Rojo or someone like that. I think DNP, because he's shown up more consistently and doesn't pin as much as ETH, I think he's one step ahead of ETH in terms of value. Maybe not in terms of actual skill, but in terms of value and getting it done within the game. I think DNP is just a little bit better than ETH.
I feel like, as I said with either D, like you can always just count on him. Kind of, he's probably reliable. I feel like you can just have faith in him to pull his weight and just know that he'll be there behind you. Just, like you said, he allows Blazy to kind of do whatever he wants, because he just covers his back, and he just kind of fits. He kind of fits with with a lot of people on a line.
Yep.
He's very compatible with people. So.
All right. I think this will move on to Sambros, and I'll go second.
Oh, okay. I want to add something about Sambros. So Sambros has always beaten up on himself, and at first he was about to retire. And I was like, man, Sambros shouldn't retire. He's actually pretty good. And then Jets decided to sign Sambros onto Ice Caps, which I thought was a really good thing. Sambros decided to not quit. And he's had amazing performances so far, keeping Ice Caps from losing by 10 goals. He has had double saves, he's had triple saves, he's had good clearances, he's been good on his line. He's been a bit unlucky with some goals, but, I mean, half of the games that he's had to play so far were 2v3s, and I mean, there isn't really much that you can do as a goalie when two of your players are basically rookies.
Yeah, I was gonna say another thing is he's basically a veteran on on the youngest team in the league.
Yep.
Yep.
I would also like to add, Sambros, he will save your. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this or not, but he will save your ass.
It's fine.
When it needs to, but you can't leave him out to dry. You have to. He'll support you, but you have to him. And I feel like recently with Shenandoah, the defense was not helping him at all, and I feel like he let in 3 goals,
Obviously.
but they were definitely not his fault.
23 out of 21. I
He
mean,
he definitely robbed me on a couple of those.
Yep, I agree with that. I want to go on to number 8, so that's Moya. She's really, really stupid and annoying to play against because she literally just, like, when you're doing a breakaway, she just kind of walks backward. Like, she never comes up far enough for you to really get past her. She's always kind of just sitting behind on, like, the blue line or at middle. She doesn't overcommit like Indy and Oil do, right? So she just kind of walks back and hits it away. She jumps and pings it. She does this really stupid goal line saves that makes everyone mad. So I think she's one of the most valuable defenders in the game, next to number 7, who we'll get to soon. But do you guys have anything to add to
I
that?
want to say
One
something.
thing about Moya is you need to talk. If you're watching this, stop checking Snap in the middle of a game.
My opinion on her is she's
Just
very
kidding.
good.
You're really good.
She's a very good two-way player. Like, she started out on the Hornets as a forward, pretty much, and she was dangerous then. So, I was surprised when Scorch have her playing as a defender only, because she can go either way. Because she's dangerous on both offense and defense with her skill set, and she scores a lot of goals when she is on offense.
Yeah, I thought Moya was a boy for the first month.
Really?
Everyone did, dude. In MCHL, everyone thinks she's male because she, like, according to Tart, she types like Brandon does.
No, I added her on Snap. She's definitely not.
Okay.
Moving on to number 7 now is Exonaut.
Yep. I think he's better than Moya.
Alright.
I think he's because he can actually score and he gets more assists.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like EXO is definitely someone you want on your team. He's legit like me in chat. But he plays differently.
What do you
he's a very
mean?
good person team.
What do you mean?
We both should talk.
Oh, yeah. He whines more than I do about pins. He's like, Blackie, stop complaining about pins. And then he comes on for
really
me,
cool
or
when
Jam.
it's not game or
And then
trash
he's like,
talk.
wah.
He's also really cool to talk. Like, we're just like playing something else. I have to have that. Like, he's really chill.
So he's a good locker room presence, and then he's also just a solid defenseman.
Yeah, but sometimes
Yeah.
he doesn't want to show up because he's like, I really don't want to play this game right now. But he usually does show up. He kind of gets over whatever he's feeling, and he does show up. So he's dependable. I don't have anything negative to say about him.
Yeah,
And
really.
he's in contention for Calder this year.
Calder, really?
Whatever, Cat. I don't know the cup.
Wait, I thought he played last season. Did he?
No,
played
EXO and
for,
I
like-
are the rookies of this season. We're the best rookies.
Wait, to compete for Calder, how many games are you allowed to play last?
You
Like,
have
what is
played-
it?
Is it just
To not be eligible.
Oh, I think it's a season. Once you play like a full season.
I
Does
didn't
he
play
play-
this season.
Well, no, he played. He played like a game or two last year.
We just
Yeah,
played in
I-
playoffs, and that didn't count.
So that doesn't
Yeah.
really
We
count.
played a game in playoffs, yeah.
So he's still a rookie, and he didn't get any ice time. So
Yeah,
in
that's
that
true.
game.
So that'll go to number 6, who is Ram. Very good goal.
The best goalie, easily. If you saw how he's playing against Indy, he shut out Indy and Billy Bear so hard. He single-handedly decreased Billy Bear and Indy on my ranking list. I was gonna have Indy as top 10, and then after Ramsey shut them down, I was like, no, I gotta drop Indy and Billy because they just couldn't score on Ram.
Yeah, I totally agree. There's really nothing bad to say about him, really.
He's got good positioning, probably the best in
Yeah.
the league.
One thing maybe
he's a
that
winner.
you could improve on, but you're still good as your short side. Like, how do I like your short? Not your short side. Like,
Yeah, the stick side.
yeah, pretty much. The
Yeah.
stick side, because I've gotten many goals from.
When you cut across on the breakaways.
Like the wide angle, you know, like.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not really his fault though, because.
Yeah, it's not his fault. Like that's a really hard thing to do, unless you're like some all-star.
It's probably one of the hardest things to do as a goalie is cover that off angle. So
yeah, definitely
it's good to
the
usually
best
have a
goalie.
defender.
I feel like everyone can agree here. For right now, he's the best goalie.
Yeah, by far. He had a quad save against Indy and Billy, and it was insane.
He's also very aware.
Next person, they joined. I think he joined similar. He joined at the same time as Ram. Somewhere around there is Blazy.
Yeah.
Blazy started off on Shenandoah, quit. Really, no one took him seriously the first season. Just played in the AHL mostly, but he has definitely improved in the offseason.
The AHL? You mean the what was it?
No, he played last year. He was very underrated. No one really talked about him last year.
Yeah, but I feel like this season it's definitely been the complete opposite.
Well,
he's been insanely good.
Taking the league by storm right now. Best player on Hollywood right now. One of the best offensive forwards right now. And just I don't know. He's improved a lot in a short span of time. Even though he was good last year. I mean, he had like a goal. I think he had a goal last year in the playoffs.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he's just always been underrated, not really talked about.
One of the biggest steals.
But yeah.
Oh, steal. Yeah, I agree.
Oh yeah.
You know what's funny? Every 3 of the top 5 players have played on Shenandoah in the top.
I didn't know that. Shenandoah produces some decent talent.
Yep. All right. Number 4 now is me, so you guys can put your input on.
Well, at first I really didn't want to have Brandon top 5 because of how cancerous he was at the start of the season. But I was like, he scores a lot of goals. He's really good on the puck. He can come back and defend if he has to. He's creative.
When you're reading it word by word of what it says.
No. I'm just thinking.
I'm just kidding.
No. I mean, that is sort of what I wrote down, but there isn't really much else to say about you because you're pretty linear. Like, you're creative, but you're linear. Like, you're really good, but you're linear. If people can figure out how you play, they can shut you down. It's just that you kind of adapt in the game. Like, you pay attention to where people are moving, and then you cut to the other side. And if they try to match your cut, you cut back in, and you shoot. Like, I've noticed that tendency of yours. Which is why I don't really try against you in 1v1s, because I know that you're going to try to do this really obnoxious style of playing. But in regular games, when I have a defender with me, or I'm the defender, I know that I can shut you down as long as you don't get any open space. And that's kind of what you do, is you go into the open space, which is good. It's not something that most attackers do. I'm sorry I'm exposing any secrets right now. I'm sure you hate me for this.
Yo, cut the tape.
Okay.
This guy sucks, honestly. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, not gonna lie. Number 4.
No.
Trash. No.
Yeah. Here's my actual opinion.
Definitely overrated, though. All right, next person.
No. TJ has an opinion.
I didn't get my opinion. Like, you play a very quick game in a way. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but I don't know. You play like a very fast, like, aggressive game in a way, offensively at least. It's weird. It's weird to describe it. Like Black has said, it's weird, but I don't know. You just play really fast. That's the best way I can describe it.
My mouse sensitivity is like at 1 million.
Oh yeah, I want to add this. I'm actually one of the people that taught Brandon how to increase his tempo. Because I had him play faster because he was boring me. And I was like, bro, if I'm going to 1v1 you need to play a lot faster. And he was like, okay. And then he like increased his DPI and started hitting a lot quicker. And I was like, alright, that's what I want to see. That's what I want to see. And once he started playing faster, he was way better.
I also hold Q at all times and never let off. One thing you never see me do is walk. I'm always sprinting.
Oh yeah, I mean that's something that pretty much everyone does though.
Yeah, you're always sprinting.
Do you guys double tap? Quick question. Do you guys?
No.
Heck no, that's retarded.
I hold left control. It's dumb. Who double taps nowadays?
Yeah, I hold down left control. Is that your okay? Q is your keybind. All right, welcome back, Brandon.
Oh, okay. All right, so next person
number 3.
Jets.
Yes. So I want to lead.
Pretty really good defenseman. Okay. He has no one to support. Him, like he did with Berto. He had Berto last season. Now he really doesn't have anyone, but he's still He's still doing really good against, like, even with not the best teammates in the world. And I feel like he's, just one of a good player in general. You know, not bad in the locker room. Someone on your team, obviously. If he wasn't a GM, and yeah, best
In my
GM.
opinion, Hartford, he always lived in the shadow of Berto, which kind of restricted him in a way, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's
Um, So now that he's on his own team and he's able to do what he wants, I think he's gonna live up to his full potential now, which is really showing. And obviously he has younger teammates around him. He can't play to like his full extent where he has reliability around him. He just doesn't yet because his team's young. But with time that'll improve and he'll be able to like be like Blazy where he's just be able to do whatever he wants and just go crazy. So. Yeah.
Yep. All right. That's
Yeah.
fine. Now it's
Oh,
time
no,
for
hold on. I
our
want to
No,
add
no,
something to
no.
Jets. I want to add something to this. So, I think he needs to stop trying to be so humble and just play forward and play his aggressive play style and be natural with it. Stop playing so defensive. Just play forward like he knows how because he sets up good breaks. He chokes sometimes on his breaks, and I think that's just because he's not actually used to playing forward because he would always defend for Berto. So I think he needs to get comfortable playing the forward position. He can still do well in defense, like kind of how when I'm playing forward, I'll come back and then set up my own breakaways or my passes or whatever. I think he can do that. And I think he should have his rookies just try to defend for him instead of him trying to defend for his rookies because his rookies can't score, but he can. And I think that's really important for him to try to do.
Yep.
Now on to number 2, the suckiest player in the
Yeah,
whole league.
trash.
That guy is trash. I mean, who made these rankings?
In my opinion, actually, he's number 1, but he does not want to put himself at number 1 because he does the power ranking.
Yeah, it's Black.
But I think he's number 1, in my opinion.
I'll go first.
Jam is number 2.
So, kind of from the first time you played, I kind of knew that you're gonna be like, because you're born to be like a freaking forward. I mean, there's no way that you'd be able to play like as like a full-time goalie or anything. You got forward in blood.
Yeah, man.
In your
freaking
Minecraft skin.
But still. Anyway, like I don't know, you just got the right skill set, play a fast game. You got puck handling. Even it's not really impossible in this game, but still.
Oh, what I do with the puck? It just confuses everyone, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know. You just put the puck in the net somehow. I don't know, but
I feel like
you're one of the most dangerous forwards in the game. Probably the most dangerous. But I'd say I agree with Brandon.
one thing about Blackus is once he deeps the defender, he's not gonna stumble. He's not gonna like overstep his puck. As soon as he's loose, 90% of the time he's gonna score on his breakaways, and he never like oversteps it.
Unless it's lagging like hell, and everyone misses those. So.
Yeah, and I don't get this. Anyone else agree? The server is fine, even when other games is fine. As soon as the puck's about to drop, it goes from like a 2 million FPS to 2 FPS in like 3 bars.
Yeah,
Exactly.
dude. It's so annoying. I feel like there's a conspiracy with Flashy trying to slow the game down so people don't score on breaks so much. Nah.
Like he's in slash
NBC
B.
Dateline.
Yep.
Yep. And now number 1, my opinion number 2, but it's Jam.
I think Jam's the best because he scores so much.
Jam, so I'm not gonna comment. I just know he's a really good defender.
He just puts the puck in the net. Simple as that. I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he just puts the puck in the net enough times to be number 1.
Him and Blackus are basically the same person.
I disagree with
For the
that,
most part.
actually.
Actually, no, sorry. Jam is like more. I don't know.
He's
He
way
has a
more
cool
offensive.
Skin. He has a cool skin.
He's green ninja.
Yeah. That's. Blackus.
Are you saying I don't have a cool skin?
Blackus plays more conservatively because he kind of has to. Because if he doesn't, then it kind of leaves it wide open. Because no one else. Because everyone besides EXO on his team is just all out forward.
Yeah,
I just
exactly.
feel like people overlook Jam. Like they're usually used to like Blackus playing and Lynch here playing, but they kind of don't look at Jam. But he's actually doing like most of the stuff.
Yeah, Jam does a lot. My only
He does the
critique
stuff that the people don't want to do. He does like the little things that help other people score. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he makes a lot of runs, and I can actually play the puck into him, and that's why I have him as the best because he scores no matter
Also,
what line he's on. He isn't dependent on anything,
And
and he
also,
definitely
he
has.
doesn't
Oh, what? Go ahead.
He's not going for the highlight reel. He's going for the goal. He's not trying to be number 1 in the league. He's trying to get his team to win. That's one thing about him.
He could play by himself if he wanted to, and he'd
Yeah.
still probably do good. He like Black has said, he doesn't rely on anyone for his
Yep.
game.
And
He
I
just kinda
feel
does
like
it by
that's
himself.
that's gonna end the player rankings. Now we're going to talk about actually
Yeah.
TJF. What are we gonna talk about?
We're gonna talk about we're gonna actually talk about the games that we played this weekend.
How do you guys want to do? You want to explain our own games, or how do you
We'll
guys want to do?
no, we'll go through each game one by one. And then we'll just talk about it
All right.
in a
So the
general
first
sense.
game this week, I'll check right now. Oh my bad. It was Hartford against Michigan. I feel like Michigan powerhouse. It was what 5-7. I forget. It was like something.
It was
0.
7-0, yeah.
It was a really
mean-
boring game, but a very good game by Michigan.
Michigan just the Michigan's powerhouse, offensive powerhouse.
Michigan just did a Michigan thing. End of story.
I mean, they just kind of outclass everyone offensively. I mean, it's hard.
What would you
I mean,
expect from a Michigan Hartford game? W5K getting a million penalties. That's pretty much all it was.
exactly,
Dude.
yeah.
W5K was less toxic that game than he was in other games, though. But they got so mad. Like, oh my god, it was so funny.
All right,
So,
next one was Hartford versus Shenandoah. My -2 FPS was really good that game.
I didn't watch
Oh.
that game. Can be real.
Yeah, pretty much. It was just a shit show. And then I kind of lost it when they gave the wrong penalty. Kind of pissed. I hate when that happens.
okay, so
Sam missed a lot of calls on W5K that game.
So this is what happened. Mia DM'd me like, can you please come on and help ref? And I was like, okay. So I came on. As soon as I log in, I see Mia just freaking deck a guy, and so I went to give the pin, and then as soon as I went to give the pin, Brandon ran in front of me. And so I gave the pin to Brandon instead of Mia, and then Brandon just freaking rage quit because I think he thought Sam did it.
I was
You
already pissed,
Could have
and I had
ended
to
the
go.
penalty.
And I had to go to my, you know what? Never mind. I'm not gonna say it because you probably won't believe me anyways.
No, you had to go to that party. Mia told me.
Yeah. What the fuck? Why would? Okay.
Because she didn't want me to think that you were just like being a dingle dong and just rage quitting. She was trying to support you, bro.
That. My mom was kind of already rushing me, and
Come on, Brandon, we gotta go to the birthday party.
Right?
It's not a birthday. It was an overnight. But okay, that's not the subject.
With your single
You should,
mother.
We should
It was like
talk-
kind of like this freshman party that I got
should
invited
talk to
so
Jets about this.
I had to go. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I get
All right,
you. I get.
next game, Indy versus. I didn't see this game.
Which one is it?
Indy versus Winnipeg.
Oh, so this
I didn't see
is
this
a
one.
2v3. Wait, hold on, let me think. Was this a 2v3?
Was this streamed? I don't know.
This was a 2v3, I think. I don't think this
Wait,
game
It
was
wasn't
streamed.
streamed. No one really
No.
watched.
It
I
was
didn't-
it was Indy, Billy, Alfresco versus Sam and Jets. Jets had 2. The goal, I think it was like 4-2 or 5-2. Billy had
Who
a
won?
hat trick. It was Indy.
That was
Wait,
that was the
are the
next
box
game.
scores updated?
No, they're not.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so. Jets had an amazing game. For the longest time, he had it tied. I think he was actually winning at one point, 1-0. But then Billy figured out how to play. And
Yeah.
they just beat him because it was a 2v3.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think that if
2v3.
if Jets plays forward and he has a really solid defender, in that case, I think they would have actually beaten Indy. I personally think that Indy is the worst team in the league, despite the fact that Billy Bear has a lot of potential for offense and Indy is a solid defender. I just think that I don't think that Indy really gets BHL. I don't think the team has adapted to it quite yet.
Yeah.
Billy isn't used to it. TPL
Also-
God isn't used to it.
Yeah, I feel like Indy also doesn't recognize Billy Bear's full potential. At least last season he didn't because he never played Billy Bear.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
just played Cujo.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
I
Alright,
think Indy's
next
a really
game.
bad GM.
All right, next game is going to be Michigan and Hollywood. I would like to put Hollywood really, even though they were losing 1-0 throughout the first 2 periods, really good. They were shutting down Michigan. There's not really a way to beat Michigan. I mean, they
Yes.
did contest with them. Second period, they kind of had to score, so they got aggressive. And when you get aggressive, that's when Michigan's gonna kill you.
Yeah,
Kind of what
pretty much.
happened, but I feel like Hollywood was definitely one of the best
Ram
teams that
play?
ever.
No,
Ram-
Ram didn't play that
No,
game.
Ram didn't
So
play.
we
If-
didn't have a proper goalie that game either.
DNP played
Yeah,
goalie. And
So
dude,
he might have set us back a little bit.
so Eth played goalie, and then I just freaking destroyed him and scored on him, and he was like, okay, I'm not playing goalie anymore. So the problem with Hollywood that game was they didn't have Ramsesig, and Ramsesig was busy, so it wasn't his fault. But when Hollywood has their full team, I think they're top 2, top 3 easily. Eth is really good, TJ is good, DNP is good, Ramsesig is the best goalie in the league. Blazy is a very good attacker.
Who's the goalie for Michigan? I don't know.
1-8-1-S, I told you that, bro.
1-8-1.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I
I
think,
mean, they kind of switch around because they don't have really a defined goalie on Michigan.
but to
Alright.
be fair, in that game, Hornets also didn't have a dedicated goalie, so we swap as well. So it was an accurate representation of the teams without having their respective goalies, I think.
The thing with Michigan though is that you guys play so much offense that it's hard to get it out of your own zones and actually apply offense. Cause you guys are on time on attack for most of the game.
Yeah, Ethan Blazy kept it in our zone quite a lot, actually.
Yeah, I
They did
remember
really
there was one
good job.
power play, and when it expired, they still kept it in for like a minute.
Yeah, so they did
Yeah.
well. It's just, I think they don't have the same ability to score as Hornets does. We find so many stupid goals. Like, one of my 5 holes was, I hit it midair from, like, really far out, and it just clipped the guy. It was so funny.
I also have an opinion. Since I'm the GM, it's kind of my fault. But this season we're kind of disorganized. With Flashy just kind of dipping,
Yeah.
and EB just kind of not playing because he told me that he's not really gonna play. So it's kind of my fault. But we're not really organized yet. You said it in like your review or something like that. On your top 10 list somewhere.
Yeah.
I think once we organize each other and figure out our lines and stuff, I think we can turn it around.
Yep.
Like I said, if everyone shows up, we're not a bad team at all. But yeah, I don't know, we're just disorganized right now.
I feel
Anyway.
like.
Sorry, wait, what? You wanna say something?
I was just gonna say that I think it's time to go on to the next game.
Yeah.
The next
Okay.
Shenandoah, and it was
Winnipeg, right?
Was it? It was. What?
Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
yeah,
it was
Shenandoah,
Fire and
Winnipeg.
Ice game.
Yeah, that was a nice game.
Yep, it was definitely a nice game. Sambros was locking down. You know, you guys could put your input on it.
Easily the MVP of that game was Sambros, no question.
Oh yeah, I agree with
My
that.
opinion.
Even though Brandon got a hat trick, I think that Sambros is the MVP. And I actually told that to Eth, and we decided that Sambros
Breaking
is the
news:
MVP.
Brandon is pissed he's not man of the match.
Yeah,
Rage
no,
quit.
Sambros was so good. It was
Yeah.
it was fun to see.
He came up big in that game, and I think he's going to be a vital part of the Ice Caps team.
Yeah, I agree.
He's reliable.
You know,
and-
Shenandoah just had the better team, and Henry played really good that game. Also, I feel like people haven't really talking about that. He definitely shut down a lot of goals too.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
So I think that's really it to say about that game. Now today's game, ooh.
Actually, wait. I want to say something about crits.
Word,
I want to say something
5
about crits in that game.
Okay, crits, yeah.
He played pretty good. He wasn't really talked about that much, but he
Oh,
played
yeah,
pretty
true.
solid.
Oh yeah, I liked how Crits played. See, I think Crits should play defense, and then Jet should just play forward, and I think that's the best
Exactly.
line they have. Crits should just
Yep.
play defense, and Jet should play forward.
Anyway,
Okay,
sorry,
so now
move
time
on
for
now.
next game. All right. There's a 5-letter word. It's a 5-letter word that basically was that game, and it was Blazy. What a game by Blazy. And
Dude's a freaking maniac.
yeah, he did awesome.
I think
I feel like
Blazy.
he definitely exposed Indy a lot right there.
I think Blazy wasn't even expecting to do that well.
I
Yep,
don't think he was.
and Ram.
ki-
Ram did good also.
Oh,
He's
Ram
kinda
was
humble.
amazing, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Ram's always been amazing. He's the best
Yeah,
goalie
but
in the league.
Blazy.
Blazy freaking came up to play. I think Blazy and Either D are a good line.
I
They're
actually
both really
think-
offensive, but I'd say that Blazy and DMP would be good because DMP plays more defensive, and either is like it's like two forwards just kind of playing at the same time, which might not work so much.
That's why I think that Blazy and DNP are the best scoring line, because Blazy can just do whatever he wants and DNP protects the goal with Ram. A DP does come up and sets up some plays. And then I think ETH and TJ would be the other line. I think that because TJ is like a more defensive forward and then ETH is an aggressive defender, and I think that combination could work really well. I think that should be something that you guys explore.
I think we're gonna do that next game, because I'll actually make lines that like next game. Cause for the past games I haven't been making any lines.
All right, so now what's the next subject? DP?
Wait, is that all the games?
That was all the games for this week.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those are the games.
Okay.
Did we do predictions now or what?
Next subject is well, first we'll do all our standout players. We'll do like 3.
Oh yeah, we all choose like 3 people who have been.
So I'll go last. Just
I'll go first, I guess.
Okay.
All right, so my number 1 player that let's start from number 3. Number 3, it's going to have to be. I'm sorry, this might sound biased, but Moya. I feel like
I can agree with that.
She's really good defense, and I feel like when she's not on Snapchat, I feel like she's really good. All right, and then I guess I'll do all 3 right
Yeah,
now.
just do all 3.
Number 2 is bruh, I just forgot his name. Hat-tricks.
Yeah.
Wait, that's his name, right?
yeah, it's hat-trick.
Yeah, I feel like he's a very good prospect, and I feel like I have beliefs that he is going to be a top 10 player one day in this league. It sounds like a bold prediction, but that's one of mine. And number 1, I don't want to say it because then you guys can't say it, but it's gonna have to be Blazy. Blazy.
That's fair.
He's just.
I mean, I'm gonna say it anyways, but
yeah.
we all have different reasons, I guess, for why. But
Actually, number 2, Blazy. Number 1, me. There. I'm just kidding. Blazy, you're a god.
I'll go next. So my third player is Hat-trick. He's promising. He's got a lot of potential. And I think as he develops, he's gonna be one of the most solid players we've seen in a long time. I don't know, just by his one game, he's just performed very well. So he's my standout player for.
I
this
meant
week.
to put number 1 was Mr. Cool.
Mr. Cool left, man.
Yeah.
Or
No,
yeah.
my top player is Berto, who's like retired. I don't know.
Alright, so what did you say number 2 was, DJ?
Sambros is my number 2.
Okay.
Because he's one of he stood out. I think to all of us, kind of surprised us a little bit.
Yeah.
With his 21 or whatever saves.
Yeah.
He held Ice Caps together and really secured that win for them. So he's a vet, and yeah, I'm happy that he's on a new team now and everything. So he's my second standout player this week, and my number 1 was Blazy, for obvious reasons, which we've said numerous times now. So
I want to make a correction. Sambros or the Ice Caps lost both games this weekend, but Sambros definitely.
They did?
Yeah, they did.
I thought they won one.
Oh no, Indy beat them like 4-2. It was really
Okay,
close.
my bad.
Yeah, no, it was so good. But Sambros still had 21 saves that game. It was insane.
Yeah.
Alfresco actually had a lot of saves too, so it was a tight game. I thought it was a fun watch.
Probably the most entertaining one.
Yeah, I agree. Indy versus Ice Caps was probably the most entertaining game because it was so close.
Yeah. Alright, Blackest, your turn.
So my number 3. I'm gonna try to pick different people. So my number 3 would have to be TPL God, because I didn't think that he'd actually make. I didn't think that he'd actually make saves. Okay. No, he made good saves, right? He definitely was useful. He was better than I expected. He performed better than the Waves did, and when Waves played in his game. When Alfresco isn't being annoying in terms of just spamming the N-word in chat. He's a good goalie, so I think he has a lot of room to progress. If he actually starts caring about the league, I think he can get better. But I think, despite not really caring, I think he stood out to me because I didn't think he'd make good saves. He shut out a lot of Jets' shots, and that game could have gone either way if the goalies hadn't been performing well. So then my number 2 would have to be Crits. Did either of you mention Crits?
No, you didn't.
No.
Okay, so Crits played really well. He's a Season 2 player. He came back. He did really well with defending. When Jets had to go do something in the middle of the game, he and Attrick actually kept goals from going in for a very long time, which was nice to see. I think Crits is a very good defender. I don't think that he's capable of scoring goals, but I think that he can make some plays with Jets if they figure out some chemistry. I think that'll be really nice to see. But then my number 1 standout player is DNP, because he really played well. He actually played really well against me. He played well against Jam and Exo. He doesn't have the clinical finesse for scoring, but he can... Jeez, Brandon.
What'd I do? What? I just took a screenshot. What happened?
It's okay.
What happened?
It's like it's an echo that came out randomly.
Yeah. So DMP, he keeps pressure up. He pressures the line. He pressures the middle. He doesn't get stuck on the line anymore, and he doesn't get stuck just aiming, which is really good. He played really solid defense. He played amazing defense against Indy. He shut them down hard. He played really well with Blazy. He had a couple of assists, I think. I think he was really good. I liked how TNP played. I think he's underrated. I think that he needs to keep trying to improve, and he will be good. I think he's way better than he was last season.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, but those are my standouts.
Alright, so that's all, like on a weekly basis. What we're gonna do is our standout players for each week, and then yeah, it'll change. But now on to the future projections. Is our last segment of the podcast. We're just gonna make our predictions for next week, and also just the league in general, because we don't know the games after this, but we can tell you the ones next week. So, who wants to go first? Well, I guess I should say the games first for next week. Have they been announced yet at the time we're making?
I don't think they've been announced yet, but do you know them?
Yeah. Sam put them in. Yeah, I know them. Okay, so Friday, we have Michigan versus Indy, Shenandoah versus Indy, and then Hollywood versus Shenandoah.
Shenandoah game most likely is going to get delayed till Sunday, by the way.
Yeah. We have 2 games, I think.
I think Hollywood's gonna beat Scorched if DMP and Blazy and Ram all show up, and TJ and Heath. I think if Hollywood has their full team, I think they'll actually beat Scorched.
I need to move it to Sunday.
Nope, Shenandoah is gonna win. That's my prediction.
I want to move that game to Sunday because I can't play on Friday. I really want to. So.
I actually really hope Hollywood beats Scorched, just because I don't want Scorched to be number 2.
Wow, I see the way it is.
Yeah, man.
We'll talk about each. We'll talk about each one, and then I'll just read off the Saturday ones, and we'll talk about it. Okay.
Okay.
So Saturday is Hollywood versus Hartford, Winnipeg versus Hartford, and then Winnipeg versus Michigan.
Oh, so Winnipeg plays all 3 games on Saturday?
No. I said Hollywood versus Hartford first one.
Oh, okay.
So let's go on for Friday. We'll go down the line. So first one is Michigan versus Indy. I think Michigan will take this one 100% in a dominant style.
Yeah, I think you're right.
My guess is probably 5-0 at the lowest.
Depends on how much Indy gets away with his stupid ints.
Yeah, and
I'd say
also the goaltending.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be a rage quit.
Do you think that they're gonna rage harder than they did today against Hollywood?
I feel like they're gonna have two people, and one of them's gonna rage.
And then Indy will go on a rant.
But if it
In
doesn't
ha-
go rage, if it doesn't rage, I say 9-1.
And then Indy will go on a rant in Discord about how MCHL is better than BHL.
Yeah.
Woo! Guys, he viewed my story. Let's go.
What?
What are you doing? What?
Oh, this girl that I like viewed my story.
Speaking of checking Snapchat.
Yeah, you kind of contradicting yourself there, Brandon. Because you told Moya to like not look at Snapchat.
No, not Mo. It's not her. I'm not an E-date.
No. I'm saying like you're contradicting your statement.
Oh
About how-
yeah.
Come on, Brandon.
Alright, my
Anyways.
bad. Back to business.
Next game is Shenandoah versus Indy. I think Shenandoah will win this one. Not as dominant, but well, maybe, I don't know. It just depends. I think probably like 3-0 or 3-1. They'll win.
Yeah, I think Billy Bear will be able to slip one past Moya. I think it'll be 3-1. I agree with that. It'll be like 2-1, 3-1, maybe 4-1, something like
Yeah,
that.
like it won't be. Like I don't think it'll be a shutout because Billy Bear will probably flip.
Billy
at
will
least
score when she goes on Snapchat. 100%.
Facts.
Hey.
I'm gonna leave my. Oh wait, anyone else have any like predictions or anything?
Not for Friday. I think we pretty much agree.
We have one more game.
Oh, one more. Okay.
We have Hollywood versus Shenandoah. I'll leave my opinion out on this one, obviously.
Shenandoah is 16-1.
I think Hollywood's gonna win this game. 4-3.
I generally think if I was on Shenandoah and I had to predict this game, I generally think Shenandoah would win 4-2.
No, I think Hollywood's gonna win this game, and I say that just because I want Hollywood to win this game.
No bias at all, right?
I think that
No.
Ramses is a good defender can shut out Brandon. Mia's not gonna really offer much for scoring.
Yell and complain the whole game, then we should win.
Yeah.
All right, now on to Saturday. We have Hollywood versus Hartford.
Hollywood versus Hartford. I say Hollywood's gonna win. 5-1.
Okay.
I agree. I think it's gonna be a similar result. I think Hollywood's gonna win.
I say Hollywood's gonna win too.
Nice.
All right, next after that is Winnipeg versus Hartford. I think Winnipeg will come out on top in this one.
I say Hartford's gonna win, even though I don't like. I feel like they're not gonna lose games. I feel like they're gonna win.
I think it'll be a close game. I feel like.
I feel like Ice Caps are gonna be missing someone, and I feel like it's gonna be like 7-0. I don't know why. I just feel like it.
Well,
I don't want it to be, but I feel like it's gonna happen.
If
that's
Crits,
full prediction.
Jets, and Samrose show up, I think that they will win. I think it'll be in the realm of like 2-1, 2-0 or something. I think
Yeah,
it'll be close.
it'll be a close game. I think it'll be an interesting game to watch.
I think Jess is just gonna wrap up the match himself, though. I think that he is better at scoring than anyone on Whalers combined.
Anyone on the ice, Jets is the best scorer on the ice in that game. So.
Yeah.
No questions asked.
Yeah, Jess is on par with
Any
Blazy
other
for
games?
scoring.
So my prediction for the scores, I'm gonna say 2-1 Winnipeg.
Nice. Any other games?
Yeah, we have Winnipeg versus Michigan. I think Michigan will take this one just because the sheer powerhouse, and then Winnipeg just won't be able to handle it.
Let's just not. Michigan's gonna win in the story.
Yeah, everyone knows that, unless it's like a shocker, but I highly doubt that. Michigan just has too much of a powerhouse, which
I say Black.
Winnipeg
I say
can't
Black
compensate.
His internet goes off, and Winnipeg. I'm just kidding.
Hey, don't DDoS me.
I just think that,
I don't even know how to. I don't know how people can do that. Shit's hard. I don't even know how to.
like Winnipeg's solid, but they just won't be able to compensate and match the
Yeah.
offensive pressure that Michigan brings.
All right. So next game.
That's it. That's it. Yep.
All right. So is that the end of the podcast?
Yep, that racks up.
Sorry for
Racks.
wasting about an hour.
TJ's thinking out his racks. Them
That wraps
titties.
up.
How long?
first
How long has
yeah.
this been so far?
I don't
An
know.
hour.
Probably like an hour. I don't know. We'll see.
So that wraps up the first edition of Cold Take on BSN.
I'm done cheering. Everyone, go buy a poppy.
What?
All right, Marcus Fuller doesn't know.
What is the joke here? I don't get it.
Okay, end of the podcast now.
Okay, all right, that's it. Bye bye.